Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, I should say. Welcome to the 2017 third round of the FSR PRO Championship. My name is Felix from Delft. Today I am joined once again with Martin Stefanko.
Yep, hello everyone.
Hello. We are running a little bit later than we usually would. At least I am running a little bit later than I usually would. So qualifying session has unfortunately already ended. However, we can talk you all through the qualifying session here in the warm-up session. Let's see the times at the moment. Warm-up session. Jordi Lopez looking quick. Right behind him, Wojciech Lukacek, of course, the winner of the previous round here in the Pro Championship at Bahrain. But Martin, you have seen the qualifying, I believe. So
Indeed.
Please talk us a little bit through how everything went just a couple of minutes ago.
Oh, okay. So, as you have mentioned, Wojciech Lukacek was the winner of the first race, but he didn't take pole for this round. It is a front row lockout for flag to flag with Michael Ayers on pole position and Dylan Scrivens starting alongside him. Michael Ayers with a very impressive lap time, 1:20 dead. So that is a very, very impressive lap time. Almost 2 tenths ahead of everybody else. So yeah, really good job from him. As I said, Dylan Scrivens right behind him in row 1. Row 2, Wojciech Lukacek, the winner of the previous race. Alongside him, Haris Parvez. Then we have Harley Hamnet from VB Metcape and Jordi Lopez in 6th. Then we have Hutchinson and Roger on row 4 and Eric Andre and Ivan Leonov rounding out the top 10.
Right, so indeed looking quite interesting here, the field. I'm just grabbing the order myself as well, but as you said, front row lockout for flag to flag, looking promising for them. Of course, they have been reasonably good in the first round as well. Double podium for them there, and also, of course, in Ace, flag to flag has been pretty competitive, if I say so myself. But I think it's going to be a very interesting race. Of course, we're driving at the Barcelona circuit. It's a very, very tricky circuit. Not easy to race closely. You basically only have 1, maybe 2 if you can get a really good exit out of turn 9, which we just saw Eric Andre go through. But basically only in the main straight, start-finish straight, and at the end of that straight, if you have some good top speed and a slipstream, you can maybe do an overtake. But it's really a difficult circuit to make some overtakes. So qualifying must have been very important, and I think that's also what we're gonna see in the World Championship race in just a couple of hours of time.
Yeah, definitely. The qualifying was really close also because the whole top 10 was in
Some carnage going on in the start-finish straight, but
I'm seeing it now. The whole top 10 separated by 7 tenths, which is pretty good. And the whole field, we have a full grid, 30 drivers, and these 30 drivers, they are basically in 2 seconds. So that's really impressive, and I think we're going to see a good race. Of course, on this track, as you said, it's very difficult to overtake. It's very difficult to follow each other, and also, the strategy is going to be quite interesting because this track is quite harsh on the tires because of those 2 long right-handers, turn 3 and turn 9. And overall, the circuit is very harsh on the tires. So, the drivers are going to need to look after the tires a little bit. And we'll see what strategies are we going to see. Obviously, we have a 50-lap race. It's 75% of what Ace and WC does. I think we can expect a 2-stop probably, even in a 75% race.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you there. I think maybe see a occasional 1-stopper. Maybe somebody who's a little bit further down the field than you would have liked to be. Maybe Wojciech Lukacek gonna try the one stop if he can make his tires work. I mean, pit stop delta is around 24, 25 seconds. So if you can make that work, might be an interesting strategy call and maybe a little bit of a strategy battle between some drivers here. But we're gonna have to wait and see. The warm-up session is just about finishing. Just a minute remaining.
Yep.
Moment, Jordi Lopez from Netrex is looking very strong, at least in the warm-up session. Of course, I don't know how many fuel he has put in his car at the moment. Of course, if you've missed it in the previous broadcast, these cars have refueling enabled. Something new here, at least in rFactor 2 days of Formula SimRacing. And I think so far it's proven quite interesting. Of course, we haven't seen the top guys from Ace and World Championship really have a lot of battles, mainly because there was rain involved in the World Championship race last round in Bahrain and the Ace race yesterday in here at Barcelona. So let's see if we can see something different here from some guys of the Pro Grid, and should be clear weather for the World Championship race as well in 2 hours time. So make sure you tune in for that as well, because that is it's gonna be a very, very competitive race. Of course, the field is always gonna be competitive in World Championship, and today is not gonna be any different. Anyway, I think it's time to just go for a real quick advertisement of our beautiful partner Thrustmaster, and then we will be right back with you with the start of this 50 lap race. So, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are now getting ready. The warm-up session has finished, and the drivers are getting ready to park their cars onto the grid. It's, as I've said before, it's gonna be a very interesting race. Let's go to the live shot there. Yeah, I don't really know what to expect at the moment, to be fair. I mean,
Yeah.
it's again an interesting grid. I mean, as we said before, flag to flag have the front row for them at the moment. But here in Barcelona, it's about, well, I think 400 meters even more, maybe even 500 meters before the entry of the first corner. So if you are starting on that front row, you're gonna have people behind you who are gonna have slipstream on you until the first corner. So I don't know if Michael is that safe. Maybe Dylan or maybe even Lukacek can try something into turn 1. Anyhow, the drivers are now gridding up to their grid slots and getting ready to start their formation lap.
Yeah, and it's also going to be quite quite tight coming into the first couple of corners, so the drivers will need to be careful as we have a full grid, so we'll see how they do on the first lap.
Yep, indeed. Here we go. Everybody rolling off, somebody in the pit lane. Now getting also out there as well. I believe somebody, it must be Tom, I think, Egmond.
Yeah.
Losing his rear wing out of his pit box. Pit box is a little bit bugged here in the track, but nothing too, major. But yeah. Martin, could you please take us quickly through that top 10 maybe?
Okay, so as I have said before, Michael Ayers will be starting from pole position. Alongside him, Dylan Scrivens. Then we have Lukaszek and Parves on row 2. 5th is Hamnet and Lopez in 6th in the Netrex car. Then we have Hutchinson in 7th, Cameron Roger in 8th, and Eric Andre in 9th. But he will be starting for the pits, so that is interesting.
Interesting call.
And even Leonov will be rounding out the top 10 for Drillers Motorsport.
Yes. So indeed, top 10. Moyano just missing out on that. Almost hits the back of the Drillers car there. Warming his tires pretty aggressively here, Ivan Leonov. Grid is going pretty slowly. Michael is taking his time, making sure his tires are at an optimal wear percentage. Of course, as Martin, you said already, it's a very, very intensive track for the tires here. If you overheat them, you really start to notice that you lose a lot of grip, especially out of this last corner. If you burn those rears, I think you were maybe even gonna spin here, or at least gonna have a lot less traction out of that Mickey Mouse chicane into the last corner. Anyhow, last guys now pulling up to their, or at least Michael now pulling up to his grid slot, warming his brakes, warming their tires. Let's see if you can see there Cameron Roger, I believe, on the left, putting his car very aggressively, pointing on the inside. Maybe he's looking to have a good start. Now everybody getting ready to start this race. Last F1 Champs car pulling into his grid slot. So here we go then. Lights coming on. We have 5 lights and we are racing here in Barcelona. And Dylan Scrivens, very bad start. Little bit of contact there with Wojciech Lukaszek. And now going side by side. Harris Parves also looking in the inside, but losing the position there. And Dylan Scrivens just can keep it in front of his teammate Harris Parves.
Yeah, pretty clean start so far. Everybody is going around nicely. Michael Ayers had a very good start. Not so much for Dylan Scrivens, who has fallen down to 3rd place behind Lukaszek. Yeah, and Ayers already building up a nice lead of 1 second.
Yeah, very nice start of Michael Ayers. You could see Dylan Scrivens just losing traction off the line. Looking a little bit further down the field. Looks to be a really clean start here in Pro. Very nice to see. Also further down the field. So let's go back to the front a little bit more. Mark Hutchinson having a little bit of a gap to the Madcape car, Harley Hamnet, in front of him. Maybe they don't have the best of starts. Anyway, let's go on board with Harris Parves. He is right behind his teammate Dylan Scrivens. Harris had a little bit of controversial, maybe a little bit too harsh to say, but unfortunate contact with his teammate Michael Ayers in the previous pro race at Bahrain, which maybe cost them even a win. Not sure, but definitely didn't help them for the race. Maybe he can try to get past Dylan in a fair manner. But we're gonna have to wait and see. It's only lap 2, and the drivers just getting into their groove at the moment.
Yeah, and Cameron Roger is out of the race. Sadly, he was in 7th and had a disconnection. So, yeah, very unfortunate for him. And also Tank Applegate in the pits. He lost his front wing, so Yeah, shame for him. He's gonna have his first pit stop unscheduled, of course. So let's see. He goes for another set of options. I have seen that there are quite a few drivers on the prime tire, so that is going to be an interesting strategy call. We can see Ton van Egmond, we can see Rodriguez, Oldenmenger, yeah, Vicentievich, Barnes. We have Schulze, then we have Van Logrenberg, then we have Panzer, and also Dave Paling. So these are the drivers on the prime tires. So it's going to be interesting. What can they do?
Yes, indeed. It's going to be very interesting. Just looking at 21st place at the moment, Tom Oldenmenger in the Drillist car, looking very feisty on the back of Mikhailo Vicentovic. Let's see if he can do something out of the last corner. Mikhailo with a very nice exit there. Tom struggling a little bit over that curbs on the chicane and lost out on that slipstream. Behind him as well, the Breslin car needs to look out for that. So let's go back to the front. Wojciech has closed the gap a little bit to Michael Ayers. He looks to be lagging a bit on my screen.
He is lagging.
It's maybe a little bit dangerous, but let's hope that all goes safe and sound. Really lagging a lot there, but he's closing into Michael at the moment. Not by much, but his last lap was half a second quicker than Michael's last lap.
Yeah, and he's also the only driver to go under 122. Yeah, exactly, it is 121.7, so that is the fastest lap of the race so far.
Yeah, indeed. So very strong start of the race for Wojciech after that beautiful start of him. Maybe more the little bit of a bad start for Dylan Scrivens and Harris Parles. Alright, let's go on board with Javier Moyano. He is right on the back of Ivan Leonov. Let's see what he can do in the slipstream. Ivan going defensive. This is for P9 in the race. Here we go. Is he gonna make it around the outside? They make contact coming into turn 1. Luckily no front wings flying around, but maybe a little bit too aggressive there from Javier Moyano, and Leonov losing that position. I don't think he's giving up that quickly, but definitely lost that position. Maybe not in the most fair way. Let's see if I can get a quick replay of that overtake. Here we go. Coming into turn 1, on board with Moyano. Coming into turn 1, steered in. Yeah, I don't know. Looking a little bit back, maybe a little bit too aggressive, and didn't notice the car on the inside that well. But he is now in 9th position, and Leonov maybe a little bit frustrated.
Yeah, definitely no surprise there. So yeah, luckily they are both still going without, I suspect, any major damage. So yeah, good that they're still continuing on in this race. Yeah, Lukaszek is getting closer and closer, only 4 tenths behind now, but doesn't have the top speed. He's maxing out at 310 kph and can't really get close enough to try and overtake on Michael Ayers.
Yes, he's of course, this turn 3 dirty air can be all kind of pain in the buttocks, to say it like that. But let's see what he can do. Top speed, at least according to the live timing for Wojciech, was a 313. And for Michael, 309. Michael hasn't had slipstream.
Oh, contact between Ton van Egmond. He lost his front wing. That was contact between Egmond, Hudson, and I think it was Rodriguez as well in turn 1 and 2.
Ton van Egmond DNFing, parking his car in the pits. Let's see what happened. The car in front, who's that? That is Rodriguez.
Yeah, Rodriguez.
Right, and then Hutchinson right behind there. Let's go on board. What happened there? Don running a bit wide, touching the grass. Don't see what happened here. Hutchinson going wide. I think something went wrong with the replay there, but let's see once again. Here we go. So coming into turn 1, Van Egmond is going for the inside. Rodriguez make a little bit of contact. Tom van Egmond going pretty slow. Then Rodriguez rejoins, and Tom van Egmond on the curb and touched the outside of Rodriguez's car, and then Hutchinson touched Tom van Egmond's back. A little bit of a chain reaction, which caused Tom to park his car in the wall. Very unfortunate for him.
Yeah, and also Eric Andre is out of the race. He went for a pit stop just like a minute ago, and now he retired from the race. So so far we have 3 retirements. Also, Doko has gotten past Peter Schulze for 16th place.
Yeah. So at the moment, Wojciech keeping up the pace with Michael, but not really closing in. However, his last second sector of him was pretty quickly, closing in the gap a little bit further. Let's see, for P14 seems to be pretty close. Daniele Brambilla is a newcomer here in FSR, driving for the Strato Netrex team.
Yeah, in front of him are the prime runners. So yeah, if he needs to get past, but it's going to be so difficult.
Yes, indeed. The cars in front of him also have slipstream, so the advantage of that slipstream will be less for him now.
Yeah, definitely. Ooh, Ayers had a little bit of a slide coming out of turn 4. Lukaszek just closing in on him just a little bit, but now the dirty air is coming into effect once again, and he's losing that time he had gained in the first sector.
Yep, coming out of turn 9. Maybe able to close in a little bit, but out of turn 9 you can see Wojciech is just losing a lot of time in the dirty air.
Oh, Scrummins went a little bit wide coming into turn 10. Went quite wide, and luckily didn't lose any positions, but lost out like a half a second there. Another mistake.
Jordi Lopez is closing into Harris Parvis, or at least keeping up with him at the moment pretty nicely. Let's see Wojciech. Don't think he's close enough to do anything. No, not really. He can close the gap a little bit further, but he doesn't have the top speed at the moment, I think. He just maxing out at 312.6 kilometers an hour there in, kind of a slipstream. So maybe the Ghost Speed drivers running a little bit of a higher wing setting than the flag-to-flag drivers.
Yeah, it could also be that they have shorter gears, so that they don't max out so much in the slipstream.
Yes, exactly. See though, Harris, Jordi and Dylan really getting closer to each other now. Of course they all are kind of teammates. At least Dylan and Harris are direct teammates, and Jordi, it's the sister team kind of Netrex. So let's see, let's hope they keep it clean. At least for them and their team bosses.
Yeah.
Jordi really getting close to the back of Harris. Let's see what he can do coming out of that last corner. Very important to get that chicane here right if you want to have any try on overtaking. Taking a little bit of a short entry into the first part of the chicane. Let's see, however, coming out of that last corner. Harris is too far back, I think. Gap is now about half a second. I think if you really want to be able to do anything out of that last corner, maybe 4/10, then you're able to do something in slipstream. But as we've mentioned already, it is very difficult.
I see yellow flags in the sector 1. Don't know exactly what was that.
Has spun around,
yeah, von Longerberg, and he's without a front wing.
Oh yeah, also just after the pit lane entry. Oh, he has to do the whole lap without the front wing now.
Oh, it was there was a Netrex guy lagging. It was Lucidi.
Lorenzo, what happened? Let's see. So
he's lagging a lot.
Van Logerenberg coming out of the last chicane.
And he's out of the race.
What happened?
Lucidi disconnected.
Yeah. Indeed. I don't think, Van Logerenberg definitely didn't see that coming. But Lorenzo Lucidi lagging all over the place, and Van Ockenberg really unlucky there to get caught in his, ghost car, I almost want to say.
Yeah. And like I said, Lucci disconnected, so no longer in the race.
Tom Holdenberger, P18, right on the back of Mikhailo Vicentovic. Let's see what he can do. Coming up to turn 10, maybe in a braking effort. No, not really. Right in front of them, it's also Will Barnes. So Tom, looking quite feisty here in his driver's car. A little bit of oversteer. They're coming through the third sector now. Maybe he can do something here out of the last corner. Maybe Vicentovic has a little bit of slipstream off that zero car from Will Barnes. And Tom Oldenmenger having some oversteer and definitely losing some time there. You really can't afford to lose that much time coming out of the last corner. You can see he's got quite a lot of top speed, but it's not enough. Not enough to close in.
Exactly, and also Lukaszek was quite close on the last lap on the main straight. He was only 3 tenths behind. Ayers now braking quite late, coming into turn 10. You can see lagging quite a lot. It's going to be interesting if they get to fight side by side. That's going to be quite scary for Michael Ayers.
Yep. So this train with Jordi Lopez, Dylan Scrivens, Harris, Parves, all still kind of the same. Maybe even Harley Hamnet closing in a little bit.
Yeah. And Parves is getting closer to Scrivens.
Yes, he is. However, he will be having that dirty area. You can see it. He has to lift off quite a bit coming through turn 3.
Yeah. This shows how difficult it is to overtake, because you're not gonna really overtake coming out of the last chicane unless the driver ahead makes even if a tiny little mistake, it can give you the chance. But if he gets it just about right, then you basically have no chance because of the dirty air.
Yeah, indeed. So, first guy to pit at the moment, Mike Almeida. He was right behind the battle of Tom Holdenberger and Mikhailo Vicentovic. Let's see, he's gone to the prime tire. Don't know, let's take a quick look. What tire was he on before? The options. So, pretty early stop. Oh, watch out there! Whoa! Just looking away on the timing screen and I see him flying over over anti-cuts. I don't think his suspension will like that a lot, but I see Wojciech very close at the moment.
Yeah, but again, can't get close enough.
He's maxing out.
Yeah.
He's maxing out at 313 on the limiter, so it's gonna be very difficult for him to do anything on Michael, because I know pretty much for a fact that Michael's top speed without any slipstream is basically 310 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, and I think even if Lukaszek will be like 2 tenths behind, Ayers basically right up his rear end, it's still going to be very difficult for him to overtake because of the top speed.
Yeah, indeed.
You can see now Parado trying an attack on Vesely for 19th place. Try to have a look down the inside into turn 1, but didn't make it stick.
Corey Hudson right behind Parado in the lead. So.
And Lukaszek has his pit light on, so I suspect he's gonna pit quite soon.
Well, that's an early stop. Maybe he's gonna try something on the strategy side. Of course, is he going in? No, not yet.
But he's close. now. Oh, but has a little bit, yeah.
Oversteering moment.
Yeah.
That did not help him. Maybe his rear tire is also wearing out really quickly. Of course, as you said, especially in a dirty air, tire wear can really cause a lot of troubles for these drivers, especially through corners like these. But yeah, maybe he's going for an earlier pit stop than some other guys and trying maybe to go a little bit longer on his prime stint.
Yeah, and now we have a fight between Oldenmenger and Vicentijevic. Oldenmenger, a really close fight for 17th place. He's gonna go for it. Vicentijevic doesn't even defend.
Yeah, and
Gonna make it
has been
stick.
going from the start.
He's gonna make it stick. Yes, up into P17.
Yep, straight from the book. Nice move there from Tom Oldenmenger. Will be happy about that himself. I think he's been stuck behind Mikhailo for pretty much 13 laps now. Now his sights will be aimed at Will Barnes, the zero driver.
Yeah, and I noticed that Scrivens is closing down the gap to the leaders now, and he's already within a 1 second of Lukaszek.
Lukaszek really
And
close.
Lukaszek going. Oh, both drivers actually coming into the pits.
Michael as well. Interesting to see. Did they both make it for the pit entry line? It's a very tricky pit entry. Very bumpy as well. Easy to make a mistake coming into there. We saw Florian Becker make a mistake coming into there.
And this is interesting. This is interesting because Ayers has gone for the primes while Lukaszek has gone for the options.
Ooh, that's interesting. And Lukaszek seems to be closer, so maybe a shorter pit stop as well would be logical, of course, when taking on the option tires. But Michael now, his job will be to keep him behind him as long as possible and slow him down as much as possible, because for Wojciech, of course, he needs to get past there if he wants to make his option stint work. Michael there going a bit wide into turn 3, or out of turn 3, I should say.
And this is going to be interesting because Scrivens and Parves are still out on the options and they are on low fuel, while Ayers is on the prime, so he's gonna be slower by like a second per lap, and he's gonna be holding Lukaszek, so that could mean that Parves or Scrivens could take the lead of the race when they make their pit stop.
Yes, indeed. Let's keep an eye out on those lap times. Michael second sector 29.6, Wojciech Lukaszek 29.5. Basically the same as Scrivens and Parves are doing. They are staying out for maybe another 2 or 3 laps, maybe even. Roddy Lopez also still sticking behind those guys. So this is gonna be interesting, I think.
Lukaszek is close. Lukaszek is close. Can he make it though? With the top speed, it's going to be very difficult. And look at it. Not closing in on quickly enough.
Is he gonna make it around the outside? Braking effort, side by side, but it's not gonna be enough. No. Not gonna be enough, and really that top speed, yeah, making him maybe regret his setup choices.
Yeah. And again, this is playing into Scrivens' and Parves' hands.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting where they come out. And in front of them, there is a yellow flag. And the driver that is in trouble.
Applegate, I think, was off track.
Yeah, Applegate.
Daniela Brambilla has been DNF'd, by the way, just a couple of minutes ago, 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I know exactly what happened there.
So let's see, Scrivens and Parves have their pit light on, so does Lopez, Hamnet, basically all drivers from the top 5 and all are coming into the pits, so this is going to be interesting where they come out. Also Hutchinson coming into the pits, Moyano staying out for now, Panther in 7, he hasn't stopped it, but he's on the prime tire, so he's probably going to take the lead of the race.
Yep, all the drivers coming into the pit lane. Let's see, what are the drivers going to choose? Scrivens is going to go to the prime tire. Lopez the same. Hamlet is going to go to the options. And Parves is going to the primes. This is going to be close here with Harris and Scrivens and Hamlet as well. But at the moment it is Dylan Scrivens in front. Harris Parves right behind them. And Jordi Lopez losing the position to Harley Hamlet, who is gone for a shorter stint. And they are coming out in front of Dave Paling, but just behind Michael Ayers and Wojciech Lukaszek.
Yeah, and Ayers and Lukaszek are both in front, and they even increased the gap, so that is interesting to see. Lukaszek now needs to get past Ayers, because if he doesn't, then he basically loses the whole stint, because he's gonna have to go for the prime tires, while these drivers will go for the options.
Yes, indeed. So, definitely needs to get past ASAP if he wants to have a shot for that win. And
I see Sola is out of the race. From F1 champs.
Unfortunate for him. Wojciech really close though. Can he find some other spot than the straight where you can get past? It's very difficult. You can maybe do something with the braking effort coming into the chicane, but that is bound to end in tears for both of the drivers. So, I don't know. Coming out of the last corner, he is close. Maybe he's this time close enough to get it alongside and keep it alongside or in front coming into the first corner.
Don't think so, because last time round he was closer than that. So, and as you can see, he's already maxing out halfway through the straight. So there's no chance for him. He needs to get past somewhere else, because it's certainly not gonna work out in coming into turn 1.
Yeah, Jordi Lopez has lost a little bit of time battling with Dave Paling. Oh, Paling! Oh, in the wall! Oh, over the anti-cuts there. Maybe got a little bit of a tap from Jordi Lopez. Don't know exactly what happened there. Won't be happy about that. As I wanted to say, Jordi Lopez losing time with Dave Paling battling. Well, what happened there? Let's see. They were side by side. Lopez was behind Paling actually, coming into turn 1. Let's see, Lopez on the inside. Maybe push Paling wide a little bit, and Paling, yeah, they're forced to go on to over the anti-cuts, and yeah, they basically flew his car into the wall there. Very unfortunate for him. That has to do the whole lap without a front wing, losing tons of positions now.
Yeah, and not only that, he also has a minor suspension damage, so that's going to be, yeah, it's a big shame for him. He's gonna have to do the whole lap without the front wings.
What happened to Parvis? Parvis lost the position to Hamlet.
Ooh, that's interesting, because Hamlet is also on the option, so he needs to gets past these drivers, because if he doesn't, it's gonna be the same case like for Lukaszek.
I'm gonna go for a quick replay. Coming out of turn 9 up to turn 10, is it gonna be a braking effort? Yes, it is. A little bit of a dive bomb maybe. They made contact, pushing Harris a little bit wide there. He's gotten past. Maybe not the most fair way to get past, but he tried it and he got past. Now his sights will be aimed at Dylan Scrivens.
Yeah. And also Lukaszek has lost 2 seconds to Ayers. Interesting. Yeah, but at least Hamlet has gotten past a few people, while Lukaszek is struggling to do so.
Yep. And Dave Paling has parked his car, decided to not continue the race. Fortunate for Dave. Looking, well, not too bad at the moment. However, let's see what Hamlet can do on the back of Dylan Scrivens. You can see he has got a little bit more grip, well, quite a lot of more grip. Of course, probably running lower fuel and the quicker tire. So coming out of that last corner. In the Bahrain Grand Prix 2 weeks ago, the VB Medcape cars had a lot of top speed. However, I don't think that's the case this time, and he's not going for the slipstream. That's interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Why is he not going for that slipstream? I mean, you can gain basically 20 kilometers an hour with that slipstream.
Yeah.
If your gears are set up right.
Yep, and also Eugene van Logenberg is out of the race as well.
Spun around 3-4 times. Must have been a pretty big crash for him. Quite a lot of DNFs at the moment already. 7-8 cars out of the race. Hamlet still close to Scrivens. But there is gonna be a point where those option tires are gonna wear out and the prime tires are gonna be the quicker tire. I think that cutoff point is, well, pretty quickly if he keeps driving so aggressively in the dirty area of Dylan Scrivens.
Yeah, obviously now the option tires are faster, but as the stint will progress, the gap between the options and the primes will get lower and lower until it's pretty much even out.
Yeah, Hamlet may be having a little bit of a Hamilton feeling at the moment. His engineer may be saying this is race crucial. But yeah, again, not a good exit, not a good enough exit out of that last corner. Dylan very strong there and keeps it in front. Top speed moment for him, 312 kilometers an hour. Not enough at the moment.
Definitely not enough.
Ivan Leonov Mark Hutchinson. Or that is Peter Schultz, sorry. Side by side. Coming there onto the backstraight. Ooh, Leonov going a bit wide out of turn 3.
Oop.
Well, a bit, maybe exaggerated a little bit. But Robin Panzer at the moment on his prime tires looking pretty, well, strong. Of course, those primes can go maybe another 2-3 laps. Maybe even 10 if he really has conserved them. But Michael and Wojciech now closing up to him. Maybe Wojciech also thinking this might be an opportunity for me. Michael gets stuck behind him. Maybe Wojciech can find the spot where he can put his car next to him. But now these guys have been driving for I think about 9 laps already almost on those tires. Now 7 laps now. So those...
Oh, Lukaszek is really close. He's really close now. He can do it.
Oh, he's 1v on the grass. Don't know what happened there. Lag for me, but
yeah, same.
Definitely, well, maybe even a little bit dangerous there for Lukaszek.
That was probably his best chance. I think he would have got him there, but yeah.
Yeah. Now Hamnet also, he was pretty close to Scrivens, and right behind him Harris Parves. Hamnet now in the flag to flag and TX sandwich. Parves looking very close to the back. Watch out for that curb. I think you can agree with me that outside curb there, that is a killer curb.
Yeah. Definitely is. And Leonov and Schulze very close, but not a big attack so far. The same case, again Leonov on the options and in front of him Schulze on the primes.
Yep. Switch back to that battle between Lukaszek and Ayers. Again, close coming into the chicane, but how's it going to be coming out of the chicane? I don't know.
Again, I don't think that's close enough. Yeah. Again, he's maxing out already.
Yeah, he's closing in, but here it's just not enough. It is not enough. 314, absolutely on the limiter, but not able to get past. Hamnet, same thing, not able to get past Scrivens. Parves also not able to get past Hamnet.
Yeah, and Robin Panzer in the lead currently has his pit light on, so I suspect he's gonna pit in a lap or two.
Yeah, that would be, I think, a logical choice for him. Will be dropping back to around 11th position, right in front of Will Barnes probably. Ivan Leonov still looking onto the back of Peter Schultz. However, don't know if he will be able to get past. He is of course on the option tire. Schultz is on the prime tire. So he should be having a little bit more grip, but we've seen it also in the front. It's not easy to get past, especially if you don't have enough top speed.
Yeah. So let's see, is Panzer gonna come into the pits or not? Indeed he is. So let's see what tires is he gonna go for and where is he gonna come out. Oh, braking really late, but nicely indeed. So let's see. Going for the options.
Yep, option tire for him. It's not gonna be enough to go to the end. Pretty long stop actually, but
basically have now 28 laps to go, so it's only logical now for him to do basically 2 14 lap stints on the options.
Yep.
And he's coming out in 10th. There's a bit of clear air in front of him, so he can now, put in those fast lap times for now.
Schultz also coming in, maybe trying to get that battle with Leonov turning to his hand, going out of the pit lane with option tires, joining right in front of, who's that, Diego Docco.
Yeah.
So now again, Michael Ayers leading the race with Lukaszek right behind him. I've heard some contact. Oh, in the back there! Cars going over the place. Who was that? There was a back marker, I think. David Rodriguez. Let's see what happened. Coming to turn 9 right behind them. it was the F1 Champ's car, who is a lap in front of him, I believe. Oh, and he just runs into the back of him. Let's see if I can see which car that was. Here we go. No. Show you here to scroll through the... Here we go. The F1 Champ's car. Just on board. Just doesn't notice that he's going pretty slowly through there. And runs into the back.
Jeez. Now, Hamnet has gone past Scrivens, but there was contact in turn 2.
Ooh,
and
Scrivens
now
also...
Parves
right.
can lose the position now. And indeed he does. Oh,
What
Scrivens
happened?
losing 2 positions.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look what happened there. The selected event. Right, Dylan Scrivens losing, the position there. Hamnet coming into turn 1. He's on the outside and turns in. Scrivens on the curb. They make a little bit of contact. Don't think that was anybody's fault, but Scrivens definitely losing a lot of time there. Then touches the curb. Gets the dirty air from Hamnet's car, runs wide onto the AstroTurf there a little bit, loses even more time, and then Harris Parves also gets past. Dylan Scrivens losing 2 positions in only, basically 3 corners. Won't be happy about that.
Definitely won't, especially on this track where overtaking is so difficult, as we said already many times.
Yes, indeed. But Hamnet now needs to pull out that gap, because when he's gonna pit, the flag-to-flag drivers are gonna go on for maybe another 5, 6, maybe even 7 laps, maybe even more. But then they are gonna go to the quicker tire. So, it's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen here with the strategy of the flag-to-flag and the Madcape, and also the Ghost Speed driver. Of course, Lukacek still behind Michael.
Yeah, this is gonna be tough for Lukacek and Hamnet, because when they go on the prime tires, and they're gonna obviously go on the prime tires quite sooner than these guys on the options, so, and with the high fuel, they're gonna be quite slower by at least half a second per lap, I think. So obviously the prime tires will obviously wear out as the stint progresses, but with the as the fuel goes down, the lap times will be getting quicker and quicker. So that's going to be quite tough for these guys, and it could really, screw up their race.
Yep.
And Lukacek is already going to pit.
Yep. He's already
that is
going
soon.
to pit. He did. What is it? About not even 10 laps. Or he did 10 over 10.
No, that's quite soon though.
Let's take a look. He did 11 laps on these tires, 12 basically. Goes to the prime tires. Or is he gonna rejoin? Does he have a gap? Because if he comes out into traffic now, it's not gonna be good for him. So Michael now knows it is hammer time for him. Let's see, where does Wojciech come out?
10th.
Yeah, 10th. So there's a little bit of clean air. However, Robin Ponsor is only 2 seconds in front of him.
Yep. No, Ayers has a little bit of breathing space, but still Hamnet with the options 5 seconds behind. Let's see if he can close the gap down or not. And I see a driver that is 11th place. Who that is? That is in Fern 10. That is Vicentievich, who... I don't know what happened there exactly. Let's take a look. Yeah. Oh, he ran into the back of Vesely, spun around, lost the front wing end plate in turn 10.
Going full lock onto turn 9 on the replay now. Coming into turn 10. Did he come from that far back? Whoa, what are you doing, Vicentievich? Just totally outbraking himself and running into the back of Vesely. Luckily, Vesely doesn't spin around, but don't know what Vicentievich was doing. It seems like a lack of concentration or something, but totally missing his braking point there.
Yes, definitely. That's what it looked like, at least. Well, this is going to be interesting. Lukacek, he went to the pits 1 lap ago, so that means he needs to do 25 laps on the primes, which is doable, but is he gonna do it though? That is the question.
I don't know.
He's gonna go for a free stop, which I doubt it's gonna happen, but it can happen. I don't think he's gonna go, but yeah.
Even in the full race, World Championship 3 stop is gonna be difficult because you have to overtake even more drivers then.
Yes, definitely.
So Parves sticking quite nicely with Harley Hamnet. Of course, Harley's tires are now, is it 10, 11, 12 laps almost old. So those option tires are starting to wear out quite a lot. And the prime tires, they keep quite consistent over such a race stint. Maybe even get a little bit quicker at the end if you preserve them nicely.
Yes, they do, because Airs is now starting to, increase the gap. It's not by much, by a 10 here, 10 there, but, like I have said a few minutes ago, as the stint progresses, the gap between these two compounds gets lower and lower until the primes are actually faster. So now that's exactly what is happening right now.
Yeah, indeed. So Mark Hutchinson to the pit for another set of the prime tires, probably going to the end with those. Only 22 laps remaining.
23 basically for
23,
him.
Yeah. So that should be doable on the prime tires. Lukasek still in 9th position. Has got 5 seconds of clean air in front of him. So that will be helping him. Lap times for Lukasek, last lap 22.8, last lap for Michael 22.6. So Michael is quicker at the moment than Lukasek. And when he rejoins, the moment the gap between them is 24 seconds, it's gonna be very close. I don't know what we can expect. I mean, Michael will be coming in, I think, in about 4 laps time.
Yeah, and this was a pretty bad lap, to be honest, from Michael Ayers. He lost like a second because the lap time was 23.6, and he made some. I watched his lap, and he made a few little mistakes. So that is certainly not going to help him if the pace between him and Lukasek is pretty much even.
Yep. Just looking a bit at Peter Schultz, right behind Rian Lamprecht. Of course, he is on the option tires. Lamprecht on the primes, really close coming out of the last corner. Surely he's gonna get past on the straight now. Here we go, going to the inside. Pulling out of that dirty, or out of that slipstream. He's gonna be able to keep it in front though. And coming into turn 1 indeed. Keeps it in front. Clean and nice overtake there from the Toro Rosso driver.
Yeah, now he has Hutchinson on the prime tires just 1 second ahead of him, so can expect a fight between these two quite soon.
Yes, indeed. So Michael Ayers, last lap time wasn't good. This lap time seems to be a little bit quicker. Gap between him and Lukasek stable around the 24-second mark. Is it going to be enough for a pit stop though?
It's going to be close.
Yeah, it's about 24 seconds.
Yeah, it's going to be really close.
Leonov and Pans are also pretty close. Oh, as I say that, Leonov pulls into the pit lane. He's going for his final stop, most likely going for, I assume, a prime stint. Yes, he does. 20 laps on the primes. Should be manageable for him.
Yeah. Lukasek now knows he needs to push. He needs to, close the gap to Ayers, because if he doesn't, then Ayers is going to be on the options and he's going to be much quicker. So if he doesn't come out ahead, then he's going to be in big trouble, because Ayers is just going to pull away.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, we've seen that it is difficult to get past, even if you have the quicker tires. So I think Wojciech at the moment, his only goal should be to make sure his car is in front when Michael pulls out of that pit lane. Then he can maybe get his tires to a point where he is slower than him. Because you've said before as well, the prime tires at some point they are quicker than the option tires in a stint.
Ooh, this is interesting because Ayers is coming into the pits already.
Ooh, it's gonna be very close then. What is he gonna do then? Is he gonna go for a prime?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's gonna go for the prime tire. This is gonna be playing into Lukacek's hand, I think, even.
Yeah, now he needs to come out. He needs to come out, because if he doesn't, then it's basically almost game over for Lukacek.
On the pit straight now. Is he
not close enough?
come out? No.
No.
Lukacek behind him. Yeah.
Yeah. Ayres now needs to make sure that he doesn't make any mistake. If he doesn't, then he's won the race.
Yep. Yeah, indeed. Lukacek and Michael Ayres now basically on the same fuel loads. Ayres on a little bit fresher tires, but I think with these primes it doesn't really make that much of a difference.
Yeah.
Those couple of laps. So basically
Definitely.
equal conditions, and that's gonna be favorable for Michael. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. So Mike Almeida also pulling into the pit lane for his last stop of the race. Gonna be probably a next prime stint. Yes, there we go. Jordi Lopez, however, he is still pretty close to Harris Parves.
Yeah. The 7 tenths behind, so it's quite close.
Yeah. Whilst they all pitted on the same lap, so doing a good job so far. However, they still need to stop, of course.
It's gonna be interesting if someone goes for the options, and it's going to be the end of the race, the last stint, quite interesting.
Yeah, would be interesting to see if one of these drivers maybe pits earlier. I mean, last stop they all stopped at the same exact lap. Basically nothing changed, but maybe now, if I were Jordi, maybe even try for an undercut. Of course, if you're going to the option tire, you're gonna be quicker. Maybe on maybe higher fuel loads, but the option tire, I think, even with higher fuel load, is quicker than a worn out or low fuel prime tire.
Definitely is.
If I were Jordi, I would just try to pull in earlier than Parves and Scrivens, and maybe even gain 2 positions if he can make that undercut work very nicely. But gonna have to see. Don't know what his engineer, if he has an engineer, is thinking.
Yeah, that is the question, because he would need to, make the options last 18 laps. But it will be quite difficult for him at the end, because he's going to struggle for grip quite a lot, which could potentially give chance to the other drivers who would be, for example, on the prime tires or pit later for the options. Because, when you don't have the grip, it's easy to make a mistake, especially coming out of the final chicane.
Further down the field, Leonov is still pretty close to Lamprecht, who is also still pretty close to Schultz and Hutchinson. A little bit of a train forming there between those 4 drivers. See also different tire choices there. Schultz is on the option, Hutchinson is on the prime. I don't know, Schultz, does he have to pit again? Yeah, I think so. In 10 laps on these option tire, so he does have to pit again for the option tire again.
Yep.
Lamprecht is probably on his last. Is he? Let's see. No, Lamprecht. Unless he tries to do 30 laps on his prime tires, but I don't see him doing that. So he has to stop as well. And the guy behind that is Leonov, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, he doesn't need to stop again. He is on the fresher prime tire.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be difficult to get past these drivers if they don't pit soon.
Yep. However, of course,
Moyano, the pits options
coming out right
behind
in front of this
Hutchinson.
battle. Yeah.
Or is it gonna be interesting between Schulze and Moyano? Oh, that's
Watch
really
out.
close. Who's gonna come out on
Around
top?
the outside, make a little bit of contact. Oh, shots. Maybe tries it around the outside of turn 3. That's gonna be difficult. Maybe tucking into the slipstream here. What is he gonna do inside? Coming into turn 4. No, Moyano in front, of course, on those fresher option tires. Really, really close, though.
Yeah, it was really, really close. And I think Parves and Lopez are gonna pit.
Scrivens is gonna...
Yep.
Scrivens stays out.
Stays out.
And Parves and Lopez indeed coming out earlier. So let's see what Scrivens can do. What can Scrivens do from the lead in the race?
Options for Lopez and options for Parves. So this is going to be interesting because Ers is on the primes, as is Lukaszek.
Here we go. Lopez is quickly out of his box. Not much change between that gap.
Does Hamnet have to stop again?
Does he? No, he's on primes.
So he's basically in third now.
Yeah, he's basically in third position at the moment.
Yeah,
we have to wait and see what Scrivens can do. But the gap between him and Scrivens is 20 seconds at the moment. That's not enough for a pit stop.
Yeah, and I think Scrivens is gonna pit this lap and put on the options for the final 15 laps.
It's gonna be interesting though, because Scrivens is gonna be on the fresh option tires. Hamlet is gonna be on not entirely fresh primes anymore. I don't know. I really don't know what's gonna happen.
Well, we'll see now because Scrivens is gonna come into the pits.
Ooh, braking just in time for that pit box, stopping for his box.
Yeah, now again Panzer will take the lead in the race. Yeah, Scrivens going for the options. That is a logical move.
Panzer have to stop again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where does Dylan come out? Behind Hamnet, but what is it gonna be with Scrivens or with Harris and Jordi also in front? So that's okay. Jordi almost got past Harris there, at least got pretty close. Now has the dirty air, of course. So difficult to get past there.
Well, it's interesting what's gonna happen now. Scrivens, Parves, Lopez on the options, and Hamnet, Lukaszek, and Ers on the primes. So it's gonna be interesting what's gonna happen. I think the field is going to bunch up at least the top 6. So I think we're up for a fantastic final laps of the race.
Somebody asking in the chat, can it rain? No, not in the Pro Series. In the Pro Series we only have live temperatures. You can see it on the right side, just on the Thrustmaster logo. The air temperature is 16 degrees. That is live from the actual circuit in Spain, but we don't have rain here in this category. This is basically the step in the starting category with these cars for the pro drivers. So we make it a little bit easier for them. So no rain conditions or anything for them, but if you want to see that, I'll just watch back the Ace race yesterday. There was rain there. Or take a look at the Bahrain race from World Championship 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I just saw Scrivens coming out of turn 9. He wasn't really happy with the back markers. For him, they didn't move out of the way as quickly as he would want to, because I could see coming out of turn 9, he was shaking his wheel in frustration. So, yeah, he knows he needs to, push now and get close to that top 3.
Yes, Hamnet and Scrivens' gap is 2 seconds at the moment.
And it's coming down very quickly, so it's gonna be very exciting.
Yes, indeed.
Now I see Jan Vesely coming into the pits from 17th, going for the options. Interesting where he's gonna come out. It's probably going to be 19th place. Oh, Oldenmenger also in the pits as well for the options. Gonna go to the end. So Vesely coming out in 18th place, and Oldenmenger will come out behind Vicentijevic in 20th place. And Panzer is gonna pit this lap with 12 laps to go. So he's gonna have fresh options and also be pretty light on fuel, so he's gonna pump in those lap times, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, he will be joining around Moyano, probably 8th position. Maybe just in front of Mark Hutchinson.
And he's coming into the pits. Let's see where he's gonna come out then.
Scriven's really close to Hamlet now, though. Let's see what he can do coming out of the last corner. Here we go. Hamlet going defensive. Scrivens, very good top speed. Going for the outside. Here we go. Coming into turn 1. Hamlet brakes later. And Scrivens backs out of it. However, can he do something coming into turn 3? Around the outside. Is it going to be possible? No, not really. And then gets the dirty air. Maybe coming into turn 4. Has a good slipstream. Here we go. Diving up the inside. Again, Hamlet braking late. Almost make contact.
Jesus.
Very close racing there between these two guys. But Hamlet keeps it in front. Defending very nicely, but aggressively, of course, as he, has every right to do so.
Yeah, and Dylan won't be happy about that, because he needs to get past as quickly as possible.
Yep.
To have maybe a shot at the win as well, but I doubt that's going to happen. Maybe second place. We'll see. Also, Panzer has come out in clean air in 7th place, so I think he's going to stay there for the rest of the race. But good job from this rookie so far, his second race here.
Yeah, definitely. In the Winter Series he was pretty strong. Of course, also in the AMA Series, I believe. Very strong driver. And now driving for the VB Medcape, or for the Go Speed guys.
Applegate, he lost his rear wing, I think it was in turn 3.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Now, take 2 for Dylan Scrivens. Hamlet not going defensive this time. Interesting to see. Scrivens now already in front before the start of turn 1, and he is now definitely past. Hamlet maybe get into that slipstream. No, not really. So Hamlet, I was surprised to not see him defending this time.
Yeah, that's interesting. Now he's gonna come under pressure from Parvez and Lopez as well.
Yes, indeed. Scrivens maybe even able to challenge for the second position or the win. It's gonna be difficult, I think. But
yeah, if he gets past quickly, which I can't really see. I can see Scrivens fighting for the win, because I don't think it's going to be that hard, getting past Lukaszek, because he has quite low top speed, while we saw Scrivens in the slipstream having almost over 320 kph. So that's going to be a huge difference. He just needs to get close enough.
Yeah, this is almost a 6-way battle for the lead in the race. Very, very nice racing. Promises also maybe something very nice for the World Championship race. And that is, of course, always very close racing. I mean, in World Championship last year, we almost always had like maybe half a second between the whole field. Whoa. Sorry, thought I saw something there. But Jordi Lopez on Harris Parvez coming into turn 1. Not enough braking effort there from Jordi. And keeps it behind Harris Parvez for now. Gap between Scrivens and Lukaszek, less than a second. It's gonna be very interesting.
Somebody is asking, I wonder what FTF stands for. That's flag to flag.
Yeah, somebody in the comments saying faster than fast. maybe a good name change there. Gerloff, take note.
And now Scrivens already on the back of Lukaszek.
Yep. It's just going to be interesting coming into turn 1. Michael must be biting his nails, hoping that Wojciech can keep Dylan behind him as long as possible, but let's see. Here we go. Dylan keeping it clean through sector 3, taking that nice line through the last corner. On the power he goes. Is it gonna be enough? He's pretty close, but has he got the top speed? I think so. On the back. That's gonna be enough. Closing in, closing in, closing in. 324 almost.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if he would be just about 1.5 tenths closer, he would have got him there.
Running wide a little bit there, watch out. He's got to hurry up if he wants to challenge Michael. He's got 8 laps remaining. I don't know. Primes are going to wear out. Or, I mean, the options are going to wear out for him.
They will wear out, but, you know, still he's going to have that advantage at least for a few laps, and he's going to close the gap down very quickly if he gets past.
Ooh, a check. Very aggressive through turn 9. Of course, Dylan has that dirty air through there. It's very, very harsh.
Shifting quite early for the traction. So let's see. Can he get it this time?
Has got a good exit again, but is it enough? Gap between him and Dukacek. 5 tenths? I don't think so. He's closing in, but he's only closing in. Not gonna get past. Maybe something in turn 4. If he can keep it good in the corner here, turn 3. The dirty air, you can see it visually, he's struggling.
Yeah.
In front the back marker, that's not gonna help Dylan. Maybe even give Wojciech a little bit of slipstream coming out of turn 9. Well, maybe. Oh, what happened? Oh, whoa, Jesus, Wojciech just went to the gravel trap for me.
Yeah, a bit of lag again.
Dylan is pushing now, you can see it.
Yeah.
Now, through turn 9, has a better exit than last time. So, keeps it closer through sector 2. Maybe promises something for sector 3. If he can keep it close here, he's gonna have a shot on the start-finish straight.
Pushing like an animal.
Definitely. The back marker getting out of the way for both of the guys. Very nice there. Good to see. Now, last corner. Gonna be crucial for Dylan Scrivens. On the power. Gap is 6 tenths again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna be
but he's just a little bit closer this time, but is it gonna be enough?
No. I think so. He can maybe break it, but I don't see him doing that. And the clock is ticking down.
Yeah.
Tick tock, tick tock.
He's missing that 1 tenth, that one crucial tenth, and he has him.
And Hamnet now keeping Harris and Jordi behind a lot well better than he could with Dylan Scrivens.
You know, Scrivens not that close though. Like it was like 3 tenths or something. So yeah, gonna be very difficult. I can already see Scrivens struggling a little bit for the rear grip of the tires.
Yeah, he's been on these tires now for almost 9 laps. That's I think when the tires really start struggling.
Yeah, and he's not that close.
In dirty air, it's gonna be difficult. Jordi Lopez are running a little bit wide of the last corner. Pretty close to Parvas again, but don't see him doing anything special there. And Scrivens again not close enough. I think Michael is safe now, but Lukacek, he needs to keep it together.
To be fair, both Lukacek and Scrivens are actually closing in on Michael Ayers, so I don't know if he made a little mistake or if that's just the pace that these guys have at the moment.
Oh, I hear some contact. What happened? Juan Luke Parado probably hit a wall somewhere. But only 5 laps remaining now. So Dylan, if you want to do something, you need to make it quick. And again, struggling for that rear grip. You can see it almost losing the car there. And no, he's not close enough.
No. Oh, and Mark Hutchinson out of the race.
Ooh, what happened? Yeah, the dirty other. Just see Scrivens needing to let go of the gas pedal.
It's gonna be so tough for him now. But they have the back markers ahead, so you know it could either help Dylan or could be the other way around as well.
Yeah, that's Mark Hutchinson, no, Peter Schultz. One of the two, or...
Oh, Peter Schultz has a green car. Yeah.
Fighting through the...
Oh, maybe this time.
Vector. Yeah,
Oh, he's got him.
very
He has
close.
him. Yeah, he has him. He has him now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't be too sure yet. Maybe Lukacek can do something on the defense. Here we go, Scrivens. Lukacek going defensive, coming into turn 1. Scrivens has got that top speed, of course. How is it gonna be under the brakes? Brakes later, and he's passed before turn 1. Very, very nice overtake there from Scrivens. Once again, can he keep it in front now? Coming through turn 3. Yes, indeed. Wojciech running almost wide a little bit, but he keeps it in front. Very nice from the ultimate scrub. Just about really on his rear wing.
Yep. So Michael Ayers not only getting the pole position, but looks like he's gonna win the race as well. So yeah, good job so far from him. For him.
Michael keeping the pace up, 122.8 last lap. Pretty good for primes.
Yeah. Actually quite good. So this is interesting now.
Oh, what happened to Parvis?
Oh.
Parvis is behind Lopez.
He is.
Let's
Wow.
see. On the straight, Lopez had the slipstream on Harris. Coming into turn 1. I think it's a textbook move from Jordi Lopez. However, is it around the outside? Make a little bit of contact. Ooh, Parvis almost spinning it there. But yeah, nice move, I think, from Jordi Lopez there.
Yeah. And Robin Panzer has done the fastest lap. Just was already, I think, a few laps ago, but they 1:21.5, 2/10 quicker than what Lukacek has set in the first laps of this race. So yeah, an impressive pace from the ACR driver.
Yeah, indeed. Looking good. Looking for a nice points position in his rookie year. I think can't complain about the 7th place.
Definitely. So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 retirements in this race. I think it's pretty okay for a pro grid.
Yeah. Yeah, of course we've seen worse races.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we really cannot complain. No big accidents, pile-ups in turn 1 at the start of the race or something. Or somebody with a name ending with Nell.
Yeah.
Forgot the break, but wink wink, let's not talk about that. Dylan Scrivens closing in a little bit to Michael Ayer's last lap. 2/10 quicker. But he's got 2 laps remaining.
Yep.
It's not gonna be enough.
Yeah, looking at the gaps, I think everyone is settled in their position. So I think the grid as it is now, I think that's how it's going to finish, unless something interesting happens, something unexpected. If not, then that's how these drivers are going to finish the race.
Yep, indeed. So, gaps between the rest of the drivers pretty much stable. Pansar might be able to close into Parves. Parves last lap, second slower than Pansar.
Oh,
Harris needs to watch out. He's got he's got 1 lap basically to do something, Pansar, but I don't know. Is he gonna surprise us? Is he gonna surprise flag to flag?
I think Parves.
Last corner, see what he's closing in. Harris has lost all grip on his tires, maybe overpushed him in the dirt year of Harley Hamnet. I don't know, of course, how the ACR top speed is.
Well, I think Parves made another mistake because he was 2.5 seconds behind Lopez, and now it's suddenly 7.5. So
yeah, Parves seems to be struggling a lot on those option tires, but I don't think Pansar has got the amount of laps to get past him, unless he does something amazing out of turn 9 or something. You can just see the grip Pansar has compared to what Harris has is so much more.
yeah, exactly. So we'll see what he can do. I don't think it will be enough because, like you said, we are on the last lap of the race, so.
Coming through turn 9.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna take a look at Michael Ayers. He's coming through that Mickey Mouse chicane right now. Will Barnes just about keeping his car on the lead lap. And Michael now coming out of the last corner. Taking his first win here at the Circuit de Barcelona. Very, very nice race for flag to flag and Michael Ayers. Dylan Scrivens finishing in 2nd place. Very happy about that. You can see that. Maybe he would have wanted to win, but I think he cannot complain. Lukacek immediately parking his car. He won't be happy about that 3rd place, I think. Would have liked to win. Harley Hamnet, I think he can be happy with himself. Nice race, finishing in 4th place. Jordi Lopez, I think after having a very difficult race last time around, 5th place will be good for him. Parves, I think he is gonna be very, very frustrated with himself. 6th place is not gonna be enough for him, I think. Pansar, 7th position. Very nice race for him, I think. With a little bit of an alternate strategy, we saw him lead a lap or 2. So definitely can't complain. Moyano in 8th and Leonov in 9th. And then Peter Schultz rounding up our top 10 here. Only one to finish now is Diego Doko and our lovely friend Will Barnes. Coming out of the last corner now. Beautiful orange car. It is not a rip-off of a McLaren. McLaren ripped their car off of the Zero car. I can assure you that. They're coming over the line in 13th position. Immediately blowing his engine, of course. Flames coming out of the orange car. I think he can be happy about himself.
Yeah, simulating the McLaren Honda a little bit.
Yep, exactly.
Not only color-wise, but...
Yeah. Well, I think that is this race finished. I mean, Michael just cruising around here. Can definitely be happy with himself. and flag to flag in general, of course. 2 very strong weekends in Pro, 2 very strong weekends in Ace. And something to notice, they now also have a World Championship team together with Netrex and or Bram GP. So they are going to be driving as well in a World Championship. That's going to be starting in just under an hour time. Going to be starting at 17 or 16 GMT. The GMT times are 16 GMT. Qualifying is going to be starting, so in just under an hour time we are going to go live with that qualifying session. It's going to be a very interesting World Championship race. Martin Stefanko, of course, my co-commentator here, will be driving there, and let's hope he doesn't stall his engine like last race.
Yeah, I hope so too.
But yeah, I think, or at least I hope, I will see you guys there as well. Yeah, I think until then, I would like to thank you all for watching this race here at the Circuit de Catalunya. And until just under an hour's time, I will be joining you together with our lovely Scottish friend or English or United Kingdom man, Dave Baling. Until then, take care.
Goodbye.
Hey man, I got that new TMX Thrustmaster wheel. It's going down.
Xbox One?
I can't wait to play when I get home.
Yo, let me play.
Yeah, I have to play first. Yeah.
You know, I'll race you for it.
Well, I have a hand.